أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Good evening everyone. Hope we are doing well. I'm doing well, Alhamdulillah. So my brothers and sisters, today I have got the chance to be in front of you to remind ourselves concerning about our behavior and our future. So my brothers and sisters, our message of today, it is very important and it's going to be short. So as I say, when you are here, we have to remind each other, right? So before starting our conversation of today, we have to pray others, those one who they are still in hospital, that they are still sick, and those one who they don't have money. And we have to pray also those one who they are, who they don't have child, right? So we have to pray them. So let's pray those one who they are still in hospital, that they are sick. Allah give them a good health, so to recover. So those one who they don't have money, Allah to give them more money, inshallah. Those one who they don't have kids, they have challenges to get kids, so let's pray Allah to give them, inshallah. So my brothers and sisters, I know some of us, we are already sleeping. So I say some of you are already sleeping, some they are still away. So my brothers and sisters, our message of today, it is very important. So I want you to get attention, right, to listen what we are going to share, because as I say, we have to remind each other and we have to remind ourselves. So we have prayed those one who they are still sick, and those one who they don't have money, and those one who they don't have kids. So those one who they have problem, and Allah take their problem away, inshallah. So my brothers and sisters, like last time, we have talked about to have a good health and stay long in this world. So I think we have understood that conversation of last time. So today, our message of today, it is very short. So I want you to give attention what I'm going to talk. So first of all, you can like the video. Those one who they have not yet subscribed the channel, you can subscribe the channel, and we have to comment our video or to like, right, and share, and others to know what you're talking about. So my brother and sister, as I said last time, for concerning health, so health, it has many ways to talk and prevent yourself, to go away for those dangerous food, things you are putting in our body. So my brother and sisters, so as I said last time, I was talking about the kidney, right, and about the liver. So because nowadays you see we are seeing youngest men and youngest people, they have issues about concerning the kidney, right, and about the liver. So I think we know about, to avoid those such things we are taking to put in our stomach and get those effect concerning of the liver. So my brothers and sisters, today we are going to talk about how people how people they are becoming, they have diabetes in their body. So because we know diabetes, people they are saying sugar. So because most people they think maybe when you are eating sugar, that's why you can get diabetes. So my brothers and sisters, we have to know 3 ways to avoid those such disease, right? So because diabetes is very dangerous, right? Because when you have diabetes it's in your blood, right? So like those people, they have, for example, people who have HIV, it's in the blood, right, and others. So we can hear a cancer, someone who has cancer, for example, in the blood. So it is very dangerous. So my brothers and sisters, our message of today, how to avoid and how people they get, they become diabetic people, right? So we have to know that. So first of all, when you have diabetes in this world, you can't enjoy sweet food, right? You can't enjoy the food because diabetes is very dangerous. So my brothers and sisters, first thing, the way you can get diabetes fast, right? Because don't think like the sugar you're putting, the tea, that is that is cause the problem and become a diabetic person. So no, not that. So I want to tell you that the soda we are taking, the Coke, the Fanta, and those other stuff we are taking to put in our body, that is cause the problem and the person to become a diabetic person, right? So we have to avoid that, isn't it? We have to avoid the sodas, we have to avoid Coke, we have to avoid those things like those, how can I say? Because I've said sodas, we have to avoid Coke, we have to avoid Fanta. So as I can tell you like this, you have to make your own juice, because when you are making your own juice, you can know how to measure the sugar you are putting, you can measure the water, you can measure the fruit you are going to use. Because don't think like when you are taking tea and you put sugar every day in your tea that you can, I mean you can get diabetes. It's not like that. So that the things you are taking, for example, I say soda and others, right? So that is the things cause problem and a person to become a diabetic person, right? So my brothers and sisters, I can tell you, you make your own juice, right? And when you're making your own juice, you can control the sugar you are taking, because we are taking Coke. For you can think like those people who they are, those industry, like for example, this one for Coca-Cola, you can think maybe they are measure the sugar they are putting in that bottle, right? Because for you, those people, they are making, people to feel the sweet. Because when you're taking Coca-Cola, you can feel the sweetness of the Coca-Cola. You can think like the sugar is too much, right? And it's too much, isn't it? So when you're making your own juice, you can measure the spoons you are going to put in your juice. But those people, they are making Coca-Cola, so they put a lot of sugar. People to feel the sweetness, and they come to buy every day. So that is why people they are liking. They like to drink Coca-Cola, and those others they like to drink Fanta. So that is the problem. So my brothers and sisters, we have to avoid those toxic things, because we know Coca-Cola is too bad, right? We know Fanta is too bad. So my brothers and sisters, for me, I can tell you like that. If you have money, you just go to the market, right, to buy your fruit, maybe mangoes, orange, right, and others, to make your own juice. When you're making your own juice, you can feel the sweetness, and you can know how to measure the sugar. So my brothers and sisters, when someone has diabetes in this world, there are many things they are going to stop you, right, to eat. So, for example, the doctor can tell you you are not supposed to eat rice, because you are becoming a diabetic person. You're not supposed to eat matoke. Sweet. Banana. Pardon. Yeah, they can stop you to take banana, right? So, and they can stop you to take, for example, sweet potato, because you are becoming a diabetic person. But before becoming a diabetic person, you have to avoid and know what you are taking in, right? So, hi, how are you doing? You have to avoid and you have to know what you are taking, because we are seeing, old men. But I want to remind something, because this generation, I'm good. How are you doing? Super. So this generation, we are seeing many women, youngest people, they are becoming diabetic, right? So why? Because they are taking, everything. They don't measure themselves, because they wake up early in the morning. They take, for example, 1 liter for soda, right? In the afternoon, in the evening. So that is because the problem. We have to know what we are taking. That is good, super. I'm also glad. So, like I've said, this generation, we are seeing youngest men, right? I don't know Hannah, please. So we are seeing youngest men, youngest women, this generation, they are becoming diabetic people, at the youngest age. So, my brothers and sisters, that is the way we have to avoid, right? So, we have to stop drinking Coca-Cola every day, maybe Fanta or others, right? We have to avoid. So, Sopa, you're from where exactly? Sopa, please, which country, please? So, what you're taking, for example, as I said, we have to avoid Coca-Cola, we have to avoid those mean sodas, right? You have to avoid, my brothers and sisters, because we know that is the things cause problem in the person to become a diabetic person. Because as I say, when you become a diabetic person, they can stop many things that you can't enjoy. They can stop you don't eat pizza, for example, right? They can say don't eat rice, right? They can stop you to eat sweet potatoes and others, right? Banana and others. So we have to control ourselves, because when you become diabetic person, you have everything you are taking. It can't feel taste, it can't taste right. So we have to control ourselves, my brothers and sisters, right? So because everything we are eating, first of all, when it goes to the stomach, is going to pass in the liver. After the liver, is going to pass in the kidney. So we have to know, because when you become diabetic person, even your liver, your liver can be just, it can be tired. It can become tired, because the sugar you are taking supposed to pass in the liver, after the liver to the kidney, right? So we have to avoid such, right? So my brothers and sisters, try to make your own juice, right? Don't believe those industry, those companies, like the way they are making Coca-Colas or others. They are safe, right? We can say they are safe, but yeah, they are not safe with our body, right? Because our body is very important than soda, right? So we have to control. So as I said, when someone has become a diabetic person in this world, every time can be weak, right? So every time can feel dizziness. Dizzy, right? So every time, right, can't be strong, right? So we have to know what, how we can avoid that. So that is the thing I've told you. We have to make our own juice. We have to control what we are taking. What we are taking, we are not supposed to take sodas, right? So my brothers and sisters, I think we have understood to avoid such. So and I think any question, please. So, Sopa and others, if you have a question before proceeding, you can just ask, or you can write. I can see the question you want to ask, please. So, if there is no question, you can proceed. So, I'm waiting for you. If there is a question you want to ask, please, you can ask. So, Sofa and others, so if there is a question, I think you can just share. You can write. So, if there is no question, you can proceed. So please, if there is a question, please, you can ask. If there is no question, we can proceed. And after that, we finish our conversation today. But I'm waiting for you. If there is someone who has a question, you want to ask me something, or you want to know something, can ask, please. So I think there is no question. We can proceed. Right? We can proceed if there is no question. So, my brothers and sisters, as I said, about concerning the health of our body. So I was talking about how to avoid such and becoming a diabetic person. So I think you have understood that. So as I say, my brothers and sisters, this generation, people are dying so fast, right? Every day we can hear someone had made an accident, someone as dying, died in the restaurant, someone was boozing, died. So we have to avoid such, I can tell you. So if you want to stay long in this world, we have to know what we are taking, because for you, example, you are taking alcohol, that's you are putting your life in risk, right? So alcohol, it is bad. So because doctors, they can say alcohol is good, but alcohol is bad because you're going to kill yourself slowly. So my brothers and sisters, why people are dying so earlier in this generation? Why? Because in this generation, every disease is there, because cancer is there, right? HIV is there also. Also diabetes, also ulcers. Everything is there. So why people are dying so fast? Because those diseases, because people are not controlling themselves, right? So because some people they can die with cancer, right? Some people they can die with blood. Diabetes. Some people they can have HIV and they die young. So my brothers and sisters, if you want to stay long this world, you have to control yourself. right? So as I say, I mean, we have to know the what is what causes cancer, right? Because some people they can have cancer in their intestine, right? Some people they can have cancer in their liver. Some people they can have cancer in their skin, for example. Some people they can have cancer in their eye. So, my brothers and sisters, we have to know what causes cancer in the body of the human being, right? So, first of all, what we are taking, because we are mixing many things in our intestine, the stomach. So that's why some people they have cancers in the stomach and they end to surgery after surgery, and to spend, they stay, shortly in this world and they pass away. So we have to know the causes, what cause cancer in the human body, right? Because as I say, for example, these things we are taking, because this Coca-Cola, for example, I'm repeating Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola is it is very dangerous. That's why I'm repeating Coca-Cola. Because people, they may think when they drinking Coca-Cola every day, they are feeling the sweetness. They say maybe they can say Coca-Cola is safe, and Coca-Cola is not safe. That's why I'm repeating every time Coca-Cola. So my brothers and sisters, not Coca-Cola only, but people are taking alcohol every day, but they are taking alcohol they put inside the stomach, but they don't know the reaction in the stomach, right? So let me say, for you can just drink water every day and you can, you will not get any effect in your body. But you try, starting taking alcohol, you can see the problem. So that's what I'm saying. Even alcohol can get cancer. Can make cancer. In the intestine, right? So if you are drinking alcohol and the Coca-Cola and others, please avoid that, because Coca-Cola is too bad, right? Coca-Cola is very bad. Hi, how are you doing? So we have to avoid, because when you get cancer, for example, in your intestine, or you get cancer in your liver, or for example, in your stomach, you are going to get, you are going to make surgery. And when you make surgery, for example, they can replace some intestine, or they can cut your intestine, for example, your stomach, because a part of the stomach, it's already infected. So we have to avoid that. So, right. So my brothers and sisters, not Coca-Cola only, as I said, and which one again? So we know the oil we are taking, there are two types of oil. So I know, I think when you go to the supermarket, you can see the type of oil, right? The one which is good for our health, and that one is not good for our health. So when you go to the market and you see the oil is very expensive, you just buy it to, because it's good for your health. But if you want to buy the cheapest one, you can see the side effect in your body. So the blood sisters, let's know cancer, it is too bad. When you have cancer in your stomach or in your intestine, it is too bad, because you can suffer in this world. Every time you can vomit blood, right? So when you are, even your feces, sometimes blood can come out from this, right? So my blood sisters have to avoid such things, right? So we have to eat ingredient, right? We have to take milk, we have to take water every day, right? Because, as I said, these things which is passing in the industry, for example, this chicken also, because some people they inject them and the chicken to grow fast, and it's too bad, right? Because some people they are making, they are doing business. That is why you can see a chicken for a week becoming, or just becoming ready to eat, and those people they inject them, right? So that is why we are seeing, we are seeing like, we are seeing chicken becoming so fast. So that is why people also they infect, because now we can enjoy chicken, for example, because we don't know the way they feed the chickens, right? Because for you can say, this chicken is too big and it has fat. So the brothers sisters, those chicken people, they are, they give, they inject them that, to become, to grow fast, right? So, but those people, they can't care about our health. They are doing because they are doing for business. So, my brothers sisters, if you are taking something, we have to know what we are taking, right? So, as I said, people are rare chicken because they inject them, and they can see a chicken for example, like 2 weeks or 1 week, I say chicken is ready for it to eat. So my brother sisters, that is too bad, right? So we are seeing this, this meat, those the one they packed in the, some boxes. I don't, we are seeing, meat they packed and they sell it. So those meat, in the market they packed, right? So they put some chemicals there to stay long, right? So to get, to get time to expire. So there are chemicals there. We have to know, right? We have to know, because those chemicals we are putting in our body, and when you are putting those chemicals in your body, they are going to stay in our body. So let me just tell you, like for example, you spend like 50 years in this world and you're using those chemicals, just not any time, any day, you're going to catch cancer in your body. That is why we are saying many people, youngest men, they have cancers in their body, right? So some people, they have cancer in their lungs, some people, they have cancer in their intestines, some people, they have, cancer in the liver. Now we are seeing people, they have challenges of kidneys. So that is the food we are eating. So my brothers sisters, I can tell you, when you are eating something, you have to control yourself and you have to know what we are eating before to get those problems, right? So my brothers sisters, I think this is the message of today. I hope we have understood. If someone has a question or something, want to ask something, I think feel free to ask. But my brothers sisters, we have to subscribe the channel. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, please you can subscribe the channel, because if you have not subscribed the channel, when we are live here, you can miss something, right? Because we have to remain each other, right? So that is what I'm saying. You have to subscribe the channel, please. But if you don't feel like to subscribe the channel, it is okay. But if you feel really like you want to listen our conversation every day, we have to subscribe the channel, because when we are here, you can see just the message notification that we are already alive. So my brothers and sisters, that is the message today. And I'm praying for you, those one who they have those, the challenge of the health, also to be fine, right? So because this world, when you are not fine, you can't enjoy this world. So my brothers and sisters, that is the message of today, and I wish you a good night, sleep well, and have a nice supper. So tomorrow again at this time we'll be here to remind ourselves, right? So I think if those one who they join late, we can just, when we finish here, you can just go and listen our conversation, because I said it's very important, and it's very important because they're talking about our health. So we have to avoid those chemicals we are taking, because even drugs, every time you're taking drugs in our body, it is too bad, right? So, but concerning about drugs, we shall talk tomorrow, because we have finished already our conversation, and have a good night. See you tomorrow.